Question number 9 is asking us to find the volume of this solid shape. For some of you, this is a little bit harder to picture, but I want you to envision as you look at this shape that this is a rectangular prism which has another smaller rectangular prism cut out of it. So they want us to find the volume that's left over. So we want the leftover volume. That means we're going to take the volume of the larger rectangular prism and we're going to cut away or subtract out the volume of the smaller rectangular prism. Let's go ahead and figure out the larger one first. I'm going to label this as the big prism. This is a rectangular prism, so we know the base is going to be small b, the edge b, times the edge w. And the volume is going to be the area of the base times the height. Let's do some labeling here. I'm going to go ahead and shade in the bottom part, the bottom face, as our base, which means 10 feet is going to be our lowercase b, 5 feet is our lowercase w, and that leaves 7 as our height. Let's figure out the volume now of that shape. We've got the area of the base is 10 times 5, which is 50 feet squared. We identified our height as 7. So our volume is going to be the area of the base times the height, which is equal to 50 times 7, which is equal to 350 feet cubed. So there is our larger rectangular prism. See if I can get a box clearly around this. I'll change the color so you can see the difference here. There is our area of our larger prism. Now let's figure out the area of the smaller prism. So I'll go ahead and make a note over here, the small one. I might skip a few steps here. We've already gone through all the steps for the bigger rectangular prism. Let's do the smaller one. The smaller one, we're going to have the base is equal to, now let's take a look. For the smaller prism, they gave us the measurements on top instead of on bottom. I can treat this top face as our base. So this is going to be 1.6 times 2. 1.6 times 2, that's going to be 3.2 feet squared. Our height is the same height as the larger rectangular prism because it's the same distance from the top face to the bottom face. So our height is equal to 7, which means our volume is going to be equal to base area times height, which is 3.2 times 7. I don't want to have you guys make a mistake here, so let's go ahead and multiply this out. So 7 times 3.2 equals, and that's 22.4. Don't have to round it. 22.4 feet cubed. So there is the area of our smaller prism. Now what we can do is just take the area of the bigger prism and subtract from that the area of the smaller prism. Let me change that. I'll leave that color there. So we've got big minus small, which is equal to 350 minus 22.4, and that is equal to 327.6 feet cubed. 326 feet cubed is going to be our final answer. Remember again, we're subtracting because we're cutting that piece out of the middle.